rather bleak looking day today. The sky's quite overcast, very grey. Grey skies, grey clouds. However, we're out here today doing our car protest, driving down the motorway. The point of this is to slow the traffic down as part of our bringing attention to the Crown's proposed new racist laws, amendments and repeals. As I said, the sky is grey, it's rather bleak, it's actually quite dark, yet here I am in this truck driving with sunglasses on. Very Blues Brothers. We're here on this protest. The Māori Party has called for a nationwide day of action. And so as part of the North Shore protest, we're all here with our cars driving down the motorway. In front of me there's a group that's actually pulled ahead of us. They're at least maybe 2 or 3 kilometres ahead, and we're further back in another group that's separated off from the rest. What I would hope that we do is, rather than hikoi to Parliament as we did in 2004, I would rather that we hikoied towards each other, and that each waka open a forum for discussion amongst the hapu of that waka area as to what should be the way forward for us to be able to rectify the wrongs of the Crown. That may take a few years to complete. It's not one of those weekend things. You need to have an open forum for hapu to come through, and each hapu to have their say based on their own consensus gathering. That becomes part of the wider consensus of our people. But we are hapu, we are rohe. We have our own identities and our own nations in some parts of the country. But on this issue, we really need to come together. This issue alone. And I think it's time for us to talk to each other. That cop back there was saying that in his opinion this thing was finished. I said to him, nah, not until we've all gone through. No.
We aren't finished.
Alright, so we've lined up now. We've got 3 of us across the motorway, and we'll just keep things going for a little while here until we probably get to about the bridge. Then we'll start to speed up. See the traffic coming around the left side of us. And it's frustrating for drivers trying to get to work, and to have the traffic slowed down that's not caused by a car accident, rather by Māori. And I can imagine how frustrating that is for Pākehā on their way to work. But they must remember that this is an hour of frustration. Māori have been frustrated for 180 years. So, spend an hour with us in our frustration. As you can see, we kept the left lane open, allow buses through and anybody coming off the on-ramp through. Must have been an accident or something heading north. There's lots of ambulances and police cars going the other way. You see the police starting to come up now and make their way through the lines. They'll probably try to scare everybody in order to break up the protest. They are of the belief that the protest is completed. That's their belief. We haven't heard anything from the organisers, and so we're continuing on as we had all agreed back in Albany. One of the things that the police don't understand is that, we are in a constitutional crisis, And so during constitutional crisis, we turn back to tikanga Māori. And that's our law. It's the first law of this country. It's the words of Justice Joe Williams. What this is a kudu, or a stoppage. And that's tikanga, that's the first law of this country. So as Justice Joe Williams said, tikanga is this country's first law, and so therefore we will not be pulling over. Some lovely person on the other side calling us the N-word. Just lovely. Now we've got the police are moving around the three front cars now, including myself, so I'm going to just take a few turns here. I'll cut the feet off now. And I need to just do a bit of driving to get out of this.
We're in a truck.